Good morning, God bless. I hope you're doing great, great. It's early, early in the morning, and I call this the God hour. If you can start getting in the habit of getting up and praying a few hours earlier than you normally have to get ready, you will accomplish so much more. The next clip I am about to give my reaction to is KATT Williams on Taraji P. Henson on Club Shay Shay. Let's get right into it.
I don't know if you saw this, but Taraji P. Henson got extremely emotional the other day. She was giving an interview
Yes.
and saying that they're vastly underpaid and say the math is not mathing. They get X amount of dollars by the time Uncle Sam get his cut, by the time the agency get their cut, and what you see they were supposed to get is a fraction of that. Where do you come down on that, KATT?
It was the saddest thing ever because imagine being in your genre, in your sub-niche, whatever it is. Imagine being in your lane. Imagine being one of the very top of your lane. That to the point where if they don't take you for the role, there's not 3 black actresses that they can say are bigger than you that we're going to give this to. Imagine you being at that point and have to humble yourself and say, they're not paying me, y'all. And they not making my pay go up because I'm doing better or nothing. It don't matter to them that I'm famous and people know me or nothing. They want to pay me exactly what they paying the new girl. And I've been suffering under it for a decade now and just taking it. I just been getting whooped. But I just got to come say, this is wrong. We should be ashamed. But this is a country where we don't pay the teachers, and then we say the kids is the most important thing. You can't
preach.
have both of them. If you do that, we're going to end up with a generation that can't read. Guess what? Generation Z and A can't read. Why? Because who was giving them a book? We gave them an iPad or a phone, and now the letters don't mean there's no cursive writing.
Right.
Sorry about that. So, yeah, this is what period of time it's in. It's the period where the victims get to say, they've been hurting me for a long time.
Let's stop right there. Wow. So much to unpack, man. KATT Williams, social scientist, genius, entrepreneur, philanthropist. Man, I was just watching a thing on Little Bootsy the other day. Said when he came home from prison, KATT Williams threw him something in the car and he thought it was weed. He unrolled it was $15K. Man, so many people, so many different comedians talk about how KATT is generous, how his heart is big. I would love to interview KATT. That was a beautiful interview. There's so much negativity that people were taking away from that interview, and I will get into that on those topics. But what he says about Taraji is real. You think about these actors, let's say they get $1 million contract, right? Let's say 38% or 40% of that goes to Uncle Sam, unless they have their expenditures or write-offs, right? Their agent. Some agents might get anywhere from, 5 to 10%, or depending on that, your manager, whatever the percentage is. So there's really not a lot left to them. America is so expensive by design. America is so expensive by design. Now, about KATT Williams, could you hear the pain in his voice? Could you hear the concern? And then, like Dave Chappelle and so many great comedians, he speaks the truth. He said, we say we care about our children, but we don't pay the teachers. Wow. One of my second mothers, a mother that came into my life, was a teacher, and her work didn't stop when she got off work. She would get, back in the day with the landline, she would get calls late in the evening, sometimes 10, 11 o'clock, girls crying. She would feed people. She would counsel people. In the late, great words of Whitney Houston, I believe the children are our future. I don't think we do. We protect banks with armed security, armed guards. And now they're finally doing that at schools. Oh, America, please do better by your children. But, KATT Williams, I want to thank you, and I'd love to get you on the show. I think you're a beautiful soul. I think you have had a trying life. I think you've experienced plenty of turmoil. That makes people better. It makes them better, more godly, or they go to the wayside. Struggle is meant to make you better. Each one of us are unique. Think about this, right? I say this all the time. God created you so unique down to your fingerprints. The good book, most people when I say that think I'm talking about the Bible, but in this case I'm talking about the Quran. The good book says that God created each one of you so unique that each one of you have different fingerprints, and we know that through science now, right? So you are made in the image of the Most High. Take every day serious. This day is short. This is Reactions by Shawn Spillman. Check out our Dads Are Dope or A Moment in Time podcast. Check these out. Come on in and tell us your thoughts. We like to have honest conversation. We are offended barely ever. Never. I meant to say that we are never offended by the truth. It hurts. The truth hurts. But we're not offended. I pray peace and blessings for you. I pray salvation for you. And if you're looking over that shoulder, that's a picture of my mother when she was young. Beautiful lady. I'll zoom in on that for the next show. Peace and blessings. Katt Williams, his views on Taraji P. Henson. God bless y'all.